Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be checking out, look what they've done to New Vegas Fallout Season 2 spoilers. Now, unfortunately guys, Season 2 spoilers, sure if you want to call it that. This video came out 6 days ago. I think I know exactly what the topic of this video is going to be about. This is by Oxhorn here on YouTube. I have not really seen this video, but again, Season 2 spoilers. If you guys haven't heard, there has been a leak for the Fallout show for Season 2. Essentially, a number of pictures were leaked one way or another. Not really too sure how they got out there. Some people took some pictures. I don't know if other people's released some. I'm not really too sure what the whole fucking getup was. But but some of those pictures were looking awful spicy, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Some looked alright, and then others were just like, holy fucking shit, what are you guys doing? The most prevalent of that being, if you've been following it at all, I'm sure you guys know, you know, the NCR Ranger power armor. That's right, you heard me correctly. The Rangers are now in power armor. You know how they were their own distinct faction and, you know, had their own distinct look, own distinct armor? Yeah, they don't anymore. It's power armor. They got a set of power armor now again. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is you know, I love Fallout. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know I've been playing Fallout New Vegas. I love Fallout. I love the fucking universe. I love the lore of it. I love the IP in general. I think Bethesda has been absolutely fucking shitting on that IP lately, and I'm not really too sure why. And the show, I must say, again, I've talked about this in my other videos, I don't think the show is awful. I don't think it's completely fucking terrible. I just wish that the show and the games, if they wanted to do what they're doing, I wish they would have, I don't even know, like went an alternate route in a sense, I guess, like take the IP but don't make it canon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand people might have a problem with there being two different canons, but at least that way you're at least staying true to the game canon, which is fucking way better, you know? At this point, I don't know if it's just Bethesda being fucking spiteful about, like, of Obsidian making a better game than them. I don't really know what the fuck their problem is, you know? But they really seem to be shitting all over what kind of Obsidian did with New Vegas in a sense. So, and maybe I'm wrong, again, maybe it's too early to say. Well, obviously the Season 2 hasn't come out yet, so maybe that's a hasty thing to say. I don't really know, but let's get right into this video. I want to see what he has to say. I'm sure we're gonna learn some new info too. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't interested in Fallout overly, but that being said, as I said, I love Fallout. I appreciate it a lot. So yeah, I want to check this video out. So today, that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's see what he has to say. Let's get right into it, guys.
A lot has happened.
Also, before we get into it, holy shit, I'm losing my mind. Leave a like, subscribe for more content from me, leave your recommendations down in the comments below, and big shout out to all of our members, Oliver, Hastati, and our Principe Dagenhart, sir. I appreciate you. You guys inspire me to make more content for you guys every single day. Sorry about that blurb. I almost forgot that at the end there. Let's get right into it.
A lot has happened since my last video on Fallout Season 2 leaks and spoilers, much of it pertaining to New Vegas. It's about time we go over it together.
Yikes.
In this video, we will be going over leaks and spoilers for Fallout Season 2. And we'll be talking about some of the things that happened in Season 1.
If you want no spoilers, don't watch.
Spoilers, turn back now. This year's Season 2 leaks have been plastered all over social media from dozens of people who took photographs, filmed video of sets under construction. We have so many pictures and video that I couldn't use them all in this video. I'll credit the author of each piece of content in the video, and I've compiled a full list of the original sources in the description below. The new year started off with news.
And again, let me just reiterate. This is my problem with the show making it canon, right? Because now, when you think of New Vegas, right? When you think of New Vegas as a Fallout player, and you think of the game Fallout New Vegas, you've been there, you've been on the strip, you know, you've seen the Lucky 38, you've seen the Tops, you've seen Gomorrah, you've seen the Ultralux, you've seen all that, you've seen Freeside, you see what the Kings look like, right? Now, when you look at New Vegas, you're gonna have to see the show. You're not gonna have Fallout New Vegas doesn't fucking matter anymore because this is canon. You're gonna see the fucking show now. You understand what I'm saying here? That's my issue with them being canon. Because, you know, obviously with budgetary constraints, real life constraints, or, you know, fucking maybe they just aren't completely truthful to the lore, what have you. And obviously this is after, this is quite a few years after the events of New Vegas, I'm assuming. But still, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my main problems with it.
Sources in the description below. The new year started off with news that Kumail Nanjiani has been cast as a high-ranking official within the Brotherhood of Steel for Season 2. This came from the newsletter of Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder and was retweeted by the Game Awards. Kumail is an actor and comedian who's been in a ton of things, ranging from Saturday Night Live and The Colbert Report to Key and Peele, Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, The Boys, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and films including Stuber and The Eternals. An interesting casting choice for a member of the Brotherhood of Steel. I'll be curious to see exactly how that plays out. And shortly thereafter...
Now, I have to say right now on this point, I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, he seems like a very diverse actor. He seems like, you know, he can do a number of different roles, even serious roles. I mean, I haven't really seen any of his works. He seems like kind of a comedian, but if he's done works in Obi-Wan and shit like that with a more serious note, like I don't see a problem with that casting choice, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe he plays a major role, maybe not, maybe he'll suck, I don't know, but I don't see a problem with that.
The Brotherhood of Steel. I'll be curious to see exactly how that plays out.
That's one thing I don't have a problem with, honestly. I don't care about that, you know?
In North Hollywood, filling up with a bunch of rusted classic cars. There were buses, trailers, but more importantly for our concerns, a Nuka-Cola machine. Then posters began to appear nearby, including one for Rita's Cafe, which fans of Fallout New Vegas will recognize from a loading screen of Fallout New Vegas. Billboards promoting the Atomic Wrangler. So
I've actually seen both these pictures already. I will say some of the billboards actually genuinely look decent. Like this one looks pretty good. Yeah, you got the Atomic Wrangler, you got fucking CR, die in CR, die. Like that looks pretty decent. That looks pretty true, I will admit. The problem is, in my opinion, all these cars and shit, like they aren't Fallout cars, you know what I'm saying?
And posters began to appear nearby, including one for Rita's Cafe, which fans of Fallout New Vegas will recognize from a loading screen of Fallout New Vegas, and billboards promoting the Atomic Wrangler. The Atomic Wrangler, of course, being one of the casinos in Freeside, just outside the Vegas Strip. Then a large gate began to be constructed. It was made from large rectangular pieces of plywood, arrayed in a sort of fan shape, a design that is instantly familiar to anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas. Buildings nearby began to be adorned with logos of casinos from the Vegas Strip. Large green screens began to appear on scene, and finally, near the beginning of February, we got some amazing footage by a shogun named Blue of the entire completed scene shot from above. It appears to be drone footage. The parking lot has been transformed into one of the entrances to Freeside. We see...
So, that's the Tops Casino. That is on the Vegas fucking Strip. Okay, like if you've played New Vegas, like let's just think about this for a second, right? If you've played New Vegas, does this look like the New Vegas Strip to you at all? If this is the fucking Tops, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Has been transformed
I don't know.
into one of the entrances to Freeside. We see advertisements for the Tops Casino on the facade of a nearby ruin. Ruined cars and trailers dot this sandy waste landscape. We see the Welcome to New Vegas sign right in the middle of this area by one of the trailers. And at the far end of the scene is the gate, made of the colorful plywood in a fan shape. Now, there are a lot of clues in this scene that could help us pinpoint exactly where this is supposed to be, but they're somewhat conflicting.
Yeah.
Welcome to fabulous New Vegas.
Yeah, this is outside.
Is in Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
However,
but it's outside of Vegas.
By one of the gates to Freeside. Instead, it appears along the southern wall to Freeside, right next to a Poseidon Energy ruined gas station.
By McCarran,
it's the same sign that we see in the intro cinematic to Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
And it's the same sign we see in the New Vegas pan out sequence we see in the credits roll of the final episode of Series 1. We don't see any of that in this scene. We don't see the gas station, and it
Like, yeah, that's the thing. It's very weird. Like, is this supposed to be in the strip, or is this supposed to be Freeside, or even outside of Freeside on the outskirts? Like, where, like, exactly where is this supposed? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because if this is the strip, this is a fucking depressing looking strip. If this is Freeside, okay, maybe, but why is the tops right there? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
It appears to be facing the wrong direction. However, we do see plenty of green screens, and it's possible that it'll be in the correct position in the actual show.
Perhaps.
Then there's the gate. There are 3 gates in New Vegas that have a very similar shape. The 2 gates to Freeside, and then the north gate to the strip.
Yeah.
All 3 of these gates are made from ruined plywood that's colorful and arranged in sort of a fan shape. However, the Freeside gates don't have any text over the gates. The eastern Freeside gate is right next to the gun runners, which is in a ruined structure fenced off by a chain link.
Hey, we were just there. That's how we got into Vegas.
And it's in the middle of the ruins of a street.
That's where we got into Vegas.
The gate is
Hell yeah.
directly beneath an overpass. On top of the overpass is a large metal sculpture that reads Freeside with an arrow pointing at the gate. And it's right next to a wall made from ruined pre-war signs. We don't see any of that here. We don't see any indication that these are the outskirts to Freeside as we know it. Additionally, if we zoom in on the finished gate, it actually reads, "Welcome to the Strip." But we know that there...
So... Really?
Outskirts to Freeside
I'll let him finish.
as we know it.
So this is the strip.
Additionally, if we zoom in on the finished gate, it actually reads, "Welcome to the Strip."
Well, maybe, okay, maybe, and this is just an interpretation. This is an interpretation. Maybe this is maybe this is Freeside, and then the green screen behind it, perhaps, maybe at like the end of season 2, that's going to be them, or at some point, that's going to be them actually going into the strip. And so when the gate opens and then there's the green screen and they can actually render all of fucking strip as it's supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt here, but holy shit, please.
Zoom in
Because it says welcome to Vegas that way, right? It only says that when you're going in. So it would make sense that this would be Freeside, right? Right? But then why the fuck is the tops there? I don't know.
Finished gate, it actually reads, "Welcome to the Strip." But we know that there's only one gate that says "Welcome to the Strip." And
Yeah.
It's the gate that separates the strip from Freeside, but we know what that gate looks like. It's not in the middle of a sandy parking lot. It's in the middle of a street surrounded by ruined buildings.
Literally.
It's guarded by Securitrons and has a number of elevated
Cass is
platforms
spazzing out.
Again, none of that
You see
is
that?
here.
That's what I like to
It's
see.
difficult to place this scene. This doesn't look anything like any of the locations where the gate would be. There's no gun runners, no crimson caravan, there's no freeway overpass, or a large metal piece of artwork pointing to Freeside. It looks completely different. That said, we're only looking at a portion of what we'll actually see in the show. They'll likely fill in many of the details with the green screens. This scene makes me wonder if maybe they're just skipping Freeside entirely. After all, if the destination is the Strip, and we find them here at a gate to Freeside, they pass by quite a lot before they get to the gate to the Strip. The Kings, the old Mormon Fort, Mick and Ralph's, the
Atomic Wrangler, Silver Rush. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to make sense within the plot for them to stop and visit each one of those locations, so it may just be that they skip all of that and go straight to the Strip in the story. Though it's
I really don't think you can have a Fallout New Vegas. Not even like even the show based in New Vegas. It's got to include the Kings to some degree. That's a mega missed opportunity if you don't at least got the Kings in there as like a Freeside faction, because they actually are extremely influential. And I imagine even later on they're probably even more influential. Like fucking Mr. House, if assuming he's alive, Mr. House actually wanted the Kings to run the tops. I'm pretty sure. But the king fucking said no, he's not going to fucking do it because he's sticking it to the man kind of thing. That's where Benny comes in. But he actually, I'm pretty sure, did want the king to do it. because they fucking like they're totally that New Vegas style that he was looking for, you know. That's what he wanted. But fuck, you know.
So it may just be that they skip all of that and go straight to the strip in the story. Though it's clear that they haven't completely forgotten Freeside, as we saw that billboard advertising the Atomic Wrangler. A bit later, towards the middle of February, construction began at an adjacent lot. A number of building facades were constructed from scratch. It took about a week for the initial construction, and then towards the end of February, the pieces were painted and signs started to be erected outside of them. A gate appeared nearby, and the lettering is now very clear. "Welcome to the Strip," emblazoned in neon upon it. And once the other signs were complete, it became clear what we were looking at. It's a recreation of the Strip. Every hotel from the Strip is represented. The Lucky 38, of course. Gomorrah, the Ultralux, even Vault 21.
Okay.
The Tops is really baffling me because it looks like it's in a Spirit Halloween shop.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the Tops Casino at all. In the game, the Tops Casino is a very unique building. It's reminiscent of a spacecraft, a flying saucer, with a big ring of neon lights that flicker.
So, okay, so that's just Freeside. That's the Strip. That's the Tops.
Flying saucer with the big ring.
The distinction
of
is
neon
clear
lights
now.
that flicker.
I didn't
And the
see
building
that. I didn't
itself
see
is
the
saucer shaped. But if
I want to reiterate, I saw the pictures of the Freeside. Like, I guess I didn't know. I saw those ones. I didn't see the actual leaked pictures of the Strip. I haven't seen those yet.
neon lights that flicker.
So that's new to
And
me.
the building itself is saucer shaped. But if this footage is any indication, the Tops Casino is, well, it's going to look
Walmart?
like a big box store.
Yeah,
Even
literally a
in the pin-up
Walmart.
footage at the end of season 1, we don't really get a good glimpse of the exterior of the Tops Casino. But the signage outside the Tops Casino looks exactly like it does in the game. They recreated this perfectly. And the sign at this point in the story reads, "Tops All You Can Eat, Prime Rib Buffet." But the other casinos represented here look amazing. They recreated the sign for the Lucky 38 perfectly.
Okay.
Every detail is on point. The
That does look
exterior of
good.
the Lucky 38 looks exactly the same as it does in the game.
Yeah.
And when lit up at
And shortened down, but obviously with CGI, I'm sure they can put the top on it, make it a huge building like it's supposed to be. Yeah, I mean that looks good.
It looks exactly the same as it does in the game. And when lit up at night, the casino looks phenomenal. We get a clue as to the Lucky 38's potential role in Season 2 by reading the sign just outside. At this point in its construction, the sign read, "Welcome to the American Economic Forum, brought to you by Robco." Of course, it makes perfect sense why
So this is a
Robco
house
would
victory.
be hosting something like this at the Lucky 38, because the Lucky 38 was owned by Robert House, the CEO of Robco.
Yeah.
But why the American Economic Forum? What game was Robert House playing here?
Yeah.
The Gomorrah Hotel and Casino
Little weird.
also looks stunning, though it doesn't quite match what we see in the games. In the game, the Gomorrah Hotel has these large neon signs that form the silhouette of naked ladies, and we've got big flames coming out of the neon Gomorrah sign. We don't see any of that here, but of course all of that could be filled in later in post-production. Perhaps
Of course.
signage that large and spanning so much of the exterior was just impractical to build. The
Yeah,
colors and
that's
styling
fair.
are pretty on point, as are the Gomorrah logos. The show appears to have given the Gomorrah a bit of an Egyptian style. We see golden statues just
It's a little
outside,
weird.
and even though the Gomorrah sign in the game is blank, at this point in Gomorrah's history, the sign reads, 62 royals paid in 1 month. Did you get yours? Only bingo on the Strip. Brimstone, 2 shows a night in the casino theater. Bikini bull riding, nightly, 8:15 p.m. to 12 midnight. 10 times odds are back on craps. Join our slot club.
God
Interesting
damn.
that they would misspell the word night here twice. As for the Ultralux, I didn't
Guy who
find
made the sign was illiterate,
lot
guys.
of shots of it after it was completed. I found plenty of it in construction, but only a few that showed it completed. From what
Right.
we see, the Ultralux looks good, but a lot smaller than it did in Fallout New Vegas. In Fallout New Vegas, we find
It's
a huge
massive.
fountain outside the Ultralux.
It's gigantic.
And a large marble staircase leading up to the front doors, which open up into a huge U-shaped hotel that's one of the tallest structures in New Vegas.
Yeah.
They did a good job mimicking the entryway with this sort of triangular canopy on top and the large metal doors. They even got the Ultralux sign in the right spot, yet it all looks very small compared to its scale in the game. Of course, we can't expect them to recreate the entire hotel, so it's quite possible that they're just using this for a few important close-up shots, and then they'll complete the rest of the hotel using
in CGI.
CGI and green screens later.
Totally possible.
They even include Vault 21 here. The actual structure of the Vault 21 hotel and casino is extremely small, because...
Which, at a minimum, I will say that's pretty cool. And again, if you watch the season 1 of Fallout, the Fallout show, you'll know that Lucy is obviously a vault dweller. It's cool that, Vault 21 is there. She'll probably go talk to some of the residents there, what have you, right? But we know that Vault 21 in lore is filled with concrete, right? That was House's doing. He fucking filled that shit up. He didn't want them in there. But the upper portion of it still functions as a hotel.
Here, the actual structure of the Vault 21 hotel and casino is extremely small, because the majority of it is underground. But what we see on the strip is accurately represented in these leaked pictures. Next to the Vault 21 sign is a simple brick structure with a zigzag metal roof, just like we see on the strip in 2281. We even see Michelangelo's sign shop here. Now, it looks very different than it does in Fallout New Vegas. And to be fair, it doesn't really look that impressive in Fallout New Vegas. In the game, it's just a dark brick structure with a rather industrial feel and a big neon sign on top that says Michelangelo's Sign Shop. From this footage, we see that it's still a sign shop, but the signage is very different, and it looks like it's in a strip mall.
Yeah.
All of these structures, these signs, they look clean and beautiful and new. And on the evening of March 7th, they turned on all the lights. A beautiful red car pulled up right in front of the Lucky 38. Is that a Chrysler's cherry bomb? All of this leads me to believe that what we are seeing here is a
flashback
pre-war scene being filmed on the strip. We find no mention of an American Economic Forum in Fallout New Vegas. There's certainly no evidence for it when we arrive at New Vegas during the events of the game, but it's the sort of event that would take place at a casino like this, and Robert House is the sort of man who'd love to get his hands involved in something like that. But if this is a pre-war scene, then I'm really surprised to see this sign for Vault 21 here. Because as we understand from the lore of the game, Vault 21 wasn't originally a hotel and casino.
No, it's a vault.
One of the few vaults in the Vegas area.
They didn't,
and it's
like, I'm sure people knew about it, but they didn't fucking advertise it. It wasn't a place you just stayed in and lived in. Like, it's only the vault dwellers hundreds of years later that have turned it into a hotel. So I don't that's a weird one. I'm not sure what they're doing with that.
And casino. It was
strange.
The vault, one of the few vaults in the Vegas area, and its experiment was to see what would happen if vault residents were forced to make every decision by gambling. It's one of the few Vault-Tec vaults in the Fallout universe that actually succeeded at keeping its vault residents safe. It wasn't until 2274, after House woke up, that he convinced the residents of Vault 21 to leave the vault and give it over to him, though he possibly got them to do that by cheating at a poker game. After he kicked all of the residents of Vault 21 out of the vault, Mr. House filled the lower levels up with concrete, leaving only the top level open, which he then allowed 2 former residents to turn into a hotel and casino. Now, fans have thought that the sign was then created afterwards, because Vault 21 is the only vault that has a completely missing vault door. Fans have assumed that the vault door was used in the Vault 21 hotel and casino sign. And if so, it would be very surprising to see that sign existing on the strip in a pre-war scene. Now, the game doesn't explicitly say that Vault 21 wasn't a hotel and casino before the bombs dropped, maybe Vault Tech really owned a Vault 21 themed hotel and casino here, which then functioned as a real vault after the bombs dropped. So I suppose there's always that possibility.
See, this is the problem though, because now that the show is canon, they can easily just say like that was the case, you know? Like again, Bethesda has been kind of like shitting on this the entire time in a sense, right? Like they're not stopping it. So basically, and they're giving the go-aheads for all this. That's the thing, right? Like they have, like the show has their blessing, like has Bethesda's blessing to do all this. So like, you know, I don't know how this is going to affect lore in game. Like I'm scared about it. You know what I mean?
Vault after the bombs dropped. So I suppose there's always that possibility. Or it's possible that this sign isn't meant to be seen in shots that were filmed before the war. Because shortly after the filming that happened on March 7th, the set changed dramatically.
They ruined it.
A few days later, the exteriors of all of these buildings had been aged and distressed. Dirt and water stains now cake the walls. The windows are cloudy. Rust drips down from many of the signs and door hinges. Some of the signs are cracked and split. Everything looks old. And even the signs have changed. The sign outside of Gomorrah still says the same thing, but a number of the letters have fallen off of it. The Tops Casino sign no longer talks about prime rib, and instead it says, "The Rad Pack Song and Dance Review, 6 p.m. And this goes along well with what we find in the game. When we stumble upon New Vegas in 2281, we find a group performing at the Tops Casino called the Rad Pack. They only have one act, though, and we have to complete a quest called Talent Pool to flesh out their act a little bit. The contents of this sign will change, therefore, based on our choices in the game. But it's good to see that the Rad Pack has been continuing to perform at the Tops Casino, even after the events of the Courier in 2281. And the signage on the Lucky 38 changes as well. Revolving cocktail lounge, hottest tables in town, graffitied to read revolting cocktail lounge. This is exactly the same way the Lucky 38 sign looked in 2281. So clearly we're dealing with two periods of time here. The showrunners built a strip set and then filmed footage as the strip looked before the war. Everything was clean and beautiful, all of the lights worked, the signs were different, Robco was hosting some sort of economic forum. Then they distressed everything to make it look the way the strip looked after 2281. The signs went back to the way the signs looked in Fallout New Vegas. Everything looked like it had been sitting out for 200 years. And maybe this can explain why there was a Vault 21 sign. Perhaps out of convenience, they simply built the sign along with all of the other...
Now, and again, I'm curious to see now, like, what is the actual fucking canon ending for New Vegas as far as the show and Bethesda is concerned, right? Because with this, it opens up the potential. Like, obviously, if the NCR won, then the Mojave territories would still exist, question mark, but maybe not, especially with the Legion being there. They absolutely could have ran through everything and killed everyone. Obviously, with these signs, it means the Legion hasn't taken Vegas yet, which would be, you know, assuming they pushed across the dam, they would have instantly taken Vegas. There would be no question about that. He would have just, you know, they would have human waved assault until they got into that place. Like, there'd be nothing left. You know, and that's assuming like House didn't get his upgrade, right? Like it depends. Like I'm curious to like see like did the Courier exist? If he did, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? What route are we going here? You know, if you went with a Mr. House victory, you would think that the strip by now, a couple of years later, with a House victory, it'd probably be on the up and up by now. Like, House promised a lot of things, and I don't think he was necessarily lying about it. He's a smart guy. He could do a lot of shit. He's just, you know, he's just a tyrant in a sense, you know, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see at a minimum. If House is still alive, holy shit.
One sign. Perhaps out of convenience, they simply built the sign along with all of the other signs they built for the strip set, but they won't include it in the footage they're shooting for the show until after the pre-war scenes have all been filmed. That could be one explanation. But if that's true, and this set is supposed to depict the Strip as it looked during multiple moments in time, then what we're missing are two important things. The Las Vegas Boulevard Station, which, if you recall, had a working train that ferried troops between Camp McCarran and
It was
the
a
Strip,
super important
and the
part of the
NCR
lore.
Embassy. We haven't seen any evidence of either of them so far.
Yeah.
Towards the middle of March, the entire set changed again. The windows of Michelangelo's sign shop have been shattered. His business sign has holes in it. The facade outside Gomorrah has been damaged. The glass outside the Tops Casino has been shattered. But some of the worst damage has taken place to the Lucky 38. The awning above the door is ripped. There are ruined, wrecked car parts on the stairs to the Lucky 38. And the door has huge slashes in it, as if something was trying to get in. What does all of this mean?
So with the height of that kind of looks like a death claw, maybe a Yaguai. So Vegas is in ruins. So house is probably fucked, or everything is fucked. Could be a Legion victory. It's hard to say, because again, with Mojave territories and the NCR in general fucking being annihilated, that's what I'm saying. The Legion would totally fucking be in here, and the Legion would totally be they would totally be having their way with Vegas, 100%. Like Caesar, that was his goal. Take the dam, take Vegas, because why not, you know? I don't know, man. I mean, shit, this is... I don't even know what like route they could go, because again, it seems like they're retconning everything that fucking Obsidian did. Everything that we knew is fucking now gone. You know what I'm saying? All the lore. We're just gonna change that. You know, like.
How can we interpret
Let's keep watching.
this? Well, one of our best clues comes from a letter that was handed out to neighbors who lived in the vicinity of where this was being shot. The letter talks about filming an upcoming series called Dakota, and yet they use the Fallout Overseer font, so not very subtle there, guys.
With a lightning bolt.
But the paper reads as follows. They're going to be filming on Friday, March 14th, 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. They'll be filming overnight. The activities will include exterior dialogue scenes with brandishing weapons, stunts, wet down, atmosphere effects, intermittent pedestrian and traffic control, animal with trainer, lights on stands and lifts.
Yeah.
The animal with trainer part is our biggest clue that the
Yaguai.
scene will include dog meat. And who was
Dog meat?
dog meat or CX-404 traveling with? The Ghoul and Lucy. Which of course makes perfect sense. The last scene we see at the end of season 1
Bring a fucking bear
is
on
Hank
set.
traveling to New Vegas. And why did the Ghoul allow Hank to escape?
Like, see, and that's the thing.
Traveling to New Vegas.
This shot doesn't look terrible. But where the fuck is Freeside? And it's in the middle of a desert. Like, it doesn't look anything fucking like New Vegas does. In a sense, you know, like when you look at Vegas in game, like you see the lights, you see everything, you see Freeside, you see so much more, but this is just like, god damn, everything is encased in a city, which again makes me think, okay, maybe a house victory, and maybe again he expanded the walls to Freeside, like that's what it makes me think of, but fuck, it's hard to say, like I don't know, I actually genuinely don't know.
And why did the Ghoul allow Hank to escape?
Well, it's easier to track a stuck pig than to ask you where it's off to.
He wanted to see where he would go. He wanted to see whom Hank would lead him to so that the Ghoul could get his answers. And Lucy traveled with the Ghoul to get answers too. So where Hank went, Lucy and the Ghoul went. And where the Ghoul went, Dogmeat went. And here we find evidence that Dogmeat shows up in New Vegas. But
makes sense.
Here we also find evidence for what might explain all of the damage we see on the strip.
Controlled propane
Special
fireball
effects
effect.
activity,
An explosion.
Controlled propane fireball effect up to 30 feet high in the parking lot. There was some sort of big explosion on the strip. Could it have been one of those pre-war nuclear-powered cars exploding? Maybe a stray bullet from the Ghoul's revolver caused one to ignite. It blew up in a big ball of fire and then landed on the steps of the Lucky 38. Possible. But that can't explain the
Are they just
giant
nuking
claw
New
marks
Vegas
in the
again?
door of the Lucky 38. But perhaps this can. On March 19th, Reddit user Yuli Higgins 55.
So that's a death claw, right? Like 100%. As I said, it's a death claw, 100%. Why is there death claws in the strip? How does this happen? How does this happen?
Released a photo of what appears to
The Enclave
be
has death
a
claws.
foam head of a death claw.
But there's
They
no death
outlined
claws.
it for us.
Death claws have no
Once you
reason
see
to
it,
just
it's
attack
hard
New
to
Vegas.
miss. It's the foam head of a death claw right outside the Lucky 38. A death claw could have made those marks on the door to the Lucky 38. And what do we see when we take a look at the zoom out credit sequence at the end of the last episode in season 1? We see the skeleton of a death claw lying in the middle of the street. We see skeletons wearing helmets emblazoned with NCR. We see the ruins of an NCR vertibird. We see the streets strewn with houses Securitrons where they lie in ruin. And in some of the leaked photographs, we find Securitron wreckages by the Vegas gate. We were already told at the end of season 1 that something horrible happened inside New Vegas. And the footage that we're now starting to see from the set confirms that. I wonder if the scene we see at the end of season 1 is the way that Hank, Lucy, and the ghoul found New Vegas, or if that's how they leave New Vegas. Because from these leaked photographs, we see 3 stages of New Vegas.
It's 100% how they leave New Vegas, so yeah, they're just retconning Vegas out of existence. There's another fucking major power gone. Oops.
Yes. Because from these leaked photographs, we see 3 stages of New Vegas.
How depressing, dude. I'm
before
speechless.
The war, aged, weathered after the war, and then clawed up, broken.
I really
and
hope he
destroyed.
shows that NCR
Did they
power armor, though.
actually film
The
part of the show
NCR
in the
Ranger
streets
armor.
of New Vegas
I hope he shows
when it
that.
was just aged
Maybe
and
not.
200 years old? Or did they only age and weather it as a precursor to adding all of the destruction? And we never get to spend any actual time there during the show before it gets completely destroyed. While gathering all of these leaks to produce this video, I saw comment after comment from people who were anxious and disappointed at the thought of Vegas being completely destroyed by the show. After what the show did to Shady Sands? After what the show might have done to the NCR? Did they do that to New Vegas as well?
They did.
Is the show just destroying everything that it finds in the Fallout universe?
Seems like it.
But listen to what director Johnothan Nolan said in his acceptance speech when Fallout won the Best Adaptation at the Game Awards in 2024.
I want to thank the fans of Fallout New Vegas for not burning my house to the ground. You'll be very happy you didn't.
I love Todd's face when John said that. It was the face of someone who knows exactly what Jonathan's talking about because he's experienced that kind of passion for his work for a very, very long time.
Well, we are so blessed.
That's so
best
awkward.
Fans there are. Thank you all for supporting.
Todd's such an
everything we do.
awkward
Thank
guy,
But this
dude.
tells us that they're extremely aware of how important New Vegas is to the fans.
Like, let's just watch that reaction again. Like, let's just see how telling that was.
When John said that. It was the face of someone who knows exactly what Jonathan's talking about.
Like, look at that little, like,
experienced that
look
kind
down.
Of passion for his
Oh
work
my God.
for a very, very long time.
Dude.
We are so blessed with the best fans there are. Thank you all for supporting everything we do. Thank you.
But this tells us that they're extremely aware of how important New Vegas is to the fans. He knows that many Fallout fans were distressed to see New Vegas in a state of turmoil at the end of Season 1, but he's promising us that Season 2 will make it worth it. He could be lying, but I'm hoping that he's telling the truth. After all, nothing from these leaked images
That's optimistic
tell us
thinking,
that the
man.
strip is completely deserted, or that house has been killed, or that the casinos are empty. All it's telling us is that a battle happened here. We don't know when the battle took place. We don't know who won or lost, or if the strip ever recovered from it. All we know is that a battle happened here, and it involved...
If there's ruined Securitrons in the street, that makes me think it's not recoverable. You know? Because there wouldn't be ruined secure restaurants in the streets of Vegas and shit wouldn't be broken. It's Vegas. The whole point is, you know, I'm not even gonna...
Or if the strip ever recovered from it. All we know is that a battle happened here, and it involved a fireball and a deathclaw. I walked away from season 1
How depressing.
loving 98% of it. I was disappointed with what they did to Shady Sands. I was disappointed with what they did to the NCR, though it's possible I think that they might clarify what they did to the NCR during season 2. I'm excited that we get to visit New Vegas in the flesh, so to speak. And I'm thrilled with the attention to detail that they gave to the signs and the facades and the exteriors. I'm okay with the idea that something dramatic and even violent happened in the streets of New Vegas. I'm just hoping that they don't completely destroy it. But what are you hoping for? What do you think, having seen these sets? Are you filled with excitement or dread? Or maybe a little of both? Let me know in the comments below. I publish new Fallout videos each and every week on my channel, so if you don't want to miss my next one, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. If you want to support me, you can become a patron on Patreon, a member here on YouTube, or you can buy my plush and any of my other merchandise. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon with more Fallout videos.
Awesome. Well, guys, that was, I think that's the end here. Just making sure. Yeah, that's the end. Wow, guys, that was Oxhorn's video. Look what they've done to New Vegas Fallout, new Fallout Season 2 spoilers. Yes, that's very optimistic thinking, I think, on his part. I mean, again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, of course, and I didn't think his opinion was wrong by any means. Again, I hope the same things. I really do hope the same things. But what they did to the NCR, in my mind, is pretty clear. Shady Sands got nuked. That's their head of government gone. That's all their politicians gone. That's essentially their, you know, any sense of unity instantly evaporated. So the NCR as a whole, you know, territories that stretched from fucking California, you know, all the way down to the Mexican border. I'm assuming there's probably not much left of it in general. And if there is, it's probably just small holdouts, you know, in a sense. But I don't think they exist as a large unified force. Maybe they will come back as one. It's hard to say. You know, what, again, it's too early to say, I guess, perhaps. You know, but it's also very telling too that that's what happened when the Brotherhood is as powerful as that they are, right? Because again, in lore, you know, the Maxon chapter, the Brotherhood in the NCR territory, they got completely fucking annihilated. They got completely fucking annihilated, and that's who we see in season 1 with fucking airships, you know, and they're everywhere. They're just freely conducting operations as they see fit, even attacking or mobilizing against settlers and whatnot, you know, not necessarily attacking, but they go for Moldova and shit like that, right? So they're fully capable of conducting ops in territory, which in the time of, you know, Fallout New Vegas, that's not even a fucking potential thought, you know. You know, the Western Brotherhood at that time are getting completely annihilated. There's not much left of them. They're very small holdouts, if they exist at all. And again, you have to be born into the chapter, right? You have to be born into the Brotherhood. These are hardliner Brotherhood. It's not the Eastern Brotherhood, which again, they fucking fucked in Fallout 4. So it's not even like they can go back on that and say, oh, well, the Brotherhood are progressive. They, like, you know, there's new initiates, because like technically you're supposed to be born into the Brotherhood. So already, like, it's just so hard to fucking say what they're doing. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, and it's not explained. You can't explain all that in terms of a show, like in the time span of a show. You can't get all that across. So maybe that is their intention, and it's hard to show it. I don't know, you know, but who fucking knows? But yes, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content from me, and of course, leave your recommendations down in the comments below. I thought this video was pretty good. Summed it up, but I am very disappointed with some certain aspects of the strip, and some aspects of the way the story appears to be going, is what I will say. Some things look very good. And that's what I mean. I want to give it credit where it's due. I don't hate the show. I think the show, for what it is, for it being a Fallout show, I think it's good. I honestly do. I just wish the canon was not identical, because now we're going to be running into fucking bullshit like this. You know what I mean? Where it's like lore that we have come to love, that we have come to appreciate for years, which hasn't been touched in a game, is now being completely annihilated by a show. You know, like, it's just one of those things. It's like, it's hard, you know, it's hard. So yes, guys, big thank you to all of our members, the Hastati, and all of our Hastati and our Principe Dagenhart. I appreciate you guys. But yes, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for more content from me, and leave your recommendations down in the comments below. And yeah, I've been Centurion. I have been Centurion. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.